All right, welcome to part 4, part 2 of part 4, the second part. Probably going to be several videos on working on part 4, which is trying to put this whole thing together. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about what happened. So I have printed off my 2 links, and the 2 holes line up really nice. And there is certainly a working issue, and I haven't even printed off the pin yet. That issue is the way in which once I put the tongue right here into the yoke, there is almost no room here, and it will not spin, or it will not flip back and forth like my original project. A couple of things are causing that. A lot of different things I could do to fix it. One is I could go ahead and go with a massive 5mm radius fillet here and here. That would probably do enough, but I'm not convinced that's everything I need to do. So I'm going to try and do the minimalist approach and come up with one solution. Hopefully that will be enough. Now, as mentioned earlier in one of the previous videos, from this end down to this end, the entire length is 30mm on my example. I'm allowed up to 40mm. So I'm just going to go ahead and extend this fork out about another 5mm and see if that works as is without adding any massive fillets. Once I do that, it does not go to normal. So I added the normal button up here. I removed the 10mm over here in a previous video. We'll change that to 20 because those two right there are collinear. They moved. And because the hole is associated with this top edge up here, it moved with it. So now I have some space. That's really what I need to make this whole thing flip from one side to the other. I'm trying to get it at least 180 degrees, if not more, rotation from one length to the other. And that's by adding a space down here and trying to get this hole and this hole as close to the edge as I can without having any issues with the material. All right, so I've done that. And people are like, are you going to add the fillet? No, I try not to add the fillets if I can get by with it. I'm going to save that and save it to my same file as an STL. And yes, I want to replace it. Yes, and okay if it comes up. Okay does not come up, so I'm good. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over here, Ultimate Akira, and set up the print. And we will be back as soon as that gets set up. Okay, we are back. And now what I'm going to do is add my 2 STL files, actually my 1 STL file. And then I will replicate it, but I am going to move it because I've noticed something on the other machines is somewhat of an issue. That is the correct folder. That's the correct file. What's going on is everybody's using the same general area to print. So I'm going to go ahead and move mine up about 10mm on the surface. Actually more than 10mm, an entire length out of the way so that that little area can get at least somewhat of a rest. If you want to do the same thing, by all means, you may do so. Either by moving it up, you can move it down, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, or a combination of those movements. As long as you're in the grid area, you're fine. Number of copies 1. So this one's going to have to get moved over and get moved up. Okay, I've gone ahead and gotten a micro SD card. That is not an actual file name that we can use, so that one will get rejected. I'll go ahead and delete it anyway. Okay, let me go ahead and close that out. Slice it. Mouse over and see if it's going to go to enter G code, which it is. I'm going to go ahead and press the button. Let me go ahead and go back in here. Let me show you how to do this. You just hit the file button. If you got this open on something else, right click and hit File Explorer, and that will open up another window. Enter G code, that's the micro SD card, and that is the proper name that I'm looking for. All right, we'll go drop that on the printer and see what happens, and we'll see how the print comes out. And the next one will be the pin. I'm going to add a compression pin. Good luck.